Hey everyone, today I have 10 ideas for how to use washi tape in your bullet journal or really any kind of planner or journal. I'm sure if you're anything like me, you have plenty of washi tape, and if you don't, you really need to get some because it's amazing. But the thing with washi tape is it never ends. I think I've only ever used up one whole roll, so I'm always looking for new ideas for how to use up my stash, and I'm sure you guys are too, because the #1 video on my channel by far is how to make washi tape bows, which if you haven't watched, I'll link in the corner for you here or here, and I'll also link it at the end of this video. So let's get started. Number 1, highlight a page header. This is a quick and easy way to make the title of any page in your bullet journal stand out, even if you're not good at hand lettering or brush lettering, or if you simply don't have the time for it. All you have to do is stick a strip of washi down and then write over it. I like to do this in Sharpie because I find that the slightly slick surface of washi tape doesn't work well with most markers. And I also like to stick to a washi pattern that is quite basic, such as solid stripes or polka dots. Number 2, call out a block of text. This is great for those journaling pages where you have a lot of text going on and you just want something to stick out. So for example, I like to do this a lot for the notes that I'm making when I'm reading a book. If I want to write down a quote that I liked, I often find that when I go back to try to find the quotes that I've written down, I can't find them because they're in the middle of these entire pages of text. So the next time you have some information that you want to go back to, just leave a little bit of space around it, and then you can use a super skinny strip of washi like I'm doing here to create a little box around it. This is also really helpful if you're taking notes for your class and you need to remember some due dates or just important information that's coming up on an exam. This is a great way to highlight that information so that you can find it easily when you're flipping through later. Number 3, divide sections on a page. This is pretty similar to the last one, but instead of having specific blocks of information that you want to call out, you just have a lot of different ideas on one page, which I usually do because I just flow from one thing to the next on one page, and then when I go back, I usually have 2 or 3 ideas on one page. So I like to just again use a super skinny strip of washi to divide those sections up. This is better than just creating a line with your pen or marker because it sticks out a lot better. Number 4, highlight a block of dates. I like to do this on my monthly spreads and also my weekly spreads if I have continuous days where something's going on. So for example, travel or vacation. I even do this once a month for no buy weeks, which is when I just don't buy anything that week. And I like to use washi for this because it's slightly translucent, so I can still see my boxes through the washi tape so that it doesn't completely cover it up. And it's also easily removable if your plans change, so you can move it around without messing up your monthly spread that you've worked so hard on. Number 5, fill in and decorate empty spaces. This, of course, is one of the easiest ways to use washi tape, and it's simply just to decorate. So in a lot of my weekly spreads, I usually have an empty space, and I'll just fill it up with my favorite patterns of washi. And this is a great way to use very busy washi patterns that you may have. For example, I have this piece of washi right here that's sort of like an urban landscape pattern that doesn't really work for me to write on top of or for a lot of other uses, but in this case I can use it sort of like an illustration where it's just going along the bottom of this section here, and then I can doodle in the rest. Number 6, design an easy monthly cover page. For those of you that like to have a cover page for your months, or if you just simply like filler pages that are decorative, this is a really quick and easy way for you to fill up a whole page and make it very bright and colorful. So for this example, I pulled out a bunch of different washi tapes in 2 colors. I stuck with a color scheme of this teal aqua color and then yellow, and I also stuck to pretty basic patterns because I didn't want it to be too busy. The final effect is almost like a plaid or flannel type of pattern, and I thought that anything with too many illustrations or busy patterns wouldn't quite look right. So with these two colors, I picked out washi in my collection of all different widths, and I just put them along two diagonals around my monthly title. And then you just have to turn the page over and trim the edges off. And I like to do this with washi tape because it's really thin, so you'll see I have some messy edges, but you just have to go over with an X-Acto knife really quickly. Make sure you don't go through the page, but if you just go through very lightly, it's just enough to cut the washi tape and clean up those edges. Number 7, line your page edges. I like to use my wider washi tapes for this so that it's easy to fold over onto the other side, but all you have to do is line the washi tape on one edge of a page and then fold it over to the other side. And I love this because it's decorative, but it also has the purpose of creating sort of like a pattern that you can see when your book is closed, and it creates almost like a divider. I think this would be a great idea if you did this on the first page for every month, so that when you need to go back and find a month really quickly, you can just use these divider tabs to show you from the outside where it is. Number 8, create divider tabs. This is pretty similar to the last idea, but this time you're creating actual tabs that stick out from the page. So again, you take a length of washi and you fold it over on itself on the page edge, and then you create these little tabs, and then you can write whatever sections you need. So this can be different months, or it can just divide the different sections in your book if you divide it some other way, like classwork and finances and stuff like that. And for this, I like to stick to again, pretty simple pattern so that's easy for you to read the writing on top. Number 9, make a corner bookmark. For this, you'll need just a regular envelope, whatever you have on hand, and you're going to cut off the two corners that are opposite of the flap on the envelope, and you're creating these two little triangles. Then you simply have to decorate with whatever washi tape you want. I like to go along this triangle shape. You want to do the same patterns of washi on both sides so that the edges are neater when you cut them. This is one of the fun ones because you can go as crazy as you want with the pattern and it's going to look great. And with just one envelope, you get to make 2 bookmarks. So for my second bookmark, I am taking out one of my favorite rolls of washi. This is a cute roll from Freckled Fawn, and it just has these adorable gold foil cats, and I just love it. I try to put it on anything I can, and I love how this turned out. And then you have this cute little bookmark that can go on the edge of any notebook that you have. This is especially helpful if your notebook doesn't come with those little ribbon bookmarks. Mine actually does, but I think this is cuter anyway, so I think these are fun to use. Number 10, dress up ordinary office supplies. I gathered a bunch of different sized binder clips as well as a mini clothespin I had laying around, and I'm just going through my washi collection to find different widths of washi that I think will work with these supplies. So for this little clothespin, I'm taking one of my skinny strips of washi and just running it down the side of this clothespin, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. And it just adds a little detail. It's not adding too much, but I think it's just enough to make it look like it's a special stationery supply that you bought instead of just a simple office supply. For the binder clip, I'm taking a strip of washi that's a little bit thinner than the width of the binder clip. This just makes it a lot neater because you don't have any washi folding over the edges in a weird way. And then I tuck the edges of the washi underneath the other side of the clip so that it stays in place. And then again, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So these clips are great for keeping your journal open if you have a journal that doesn't lay completely flat, but it's also just really cute for those Instagram flat lays. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. On screen here, I also have my DIY washi bow tutorial that I mentioned earlier. So check that out if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys again next time.